One of the huge differences between Florida and Tennessee is the lifestyle shift that you're gonna have moving here to Tennessee. Florida's busy. We all know this. I grew up in Miami, I've lived in Tampa, I've been to Jacksonville and Orlando and Naples and all over the place in Florida. And you always get this sense of busy. People are always trying to get to where they need to get to. There's traffic everywhere. You have this very busy, very hustle and bustle type of environment. But if you come to Tennessee, what you're gonna feel is this slower pace of life. Yes, we have big cities like Nashville and Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Memphis. And even in those big cities, whether it's Nashville, which is the biggest city, you still have this huge city, but you have more of this slower pace. Yes, there's some parts that are a little bit more hustle and bustle, but it's not like Florida where you feel that almost everywhere you go. You do get a sense of slower pace here, which is something that a lot of people crave and why they come to Tennessee. Now, whether that's the beautiful rolling hills and the nature that you get here in Tennessee as compared to the flats and beaches that you get in Florida, or maybe it's the southern charm and southern hospitality that you'll find here in Tennessee compared to Florida, but you're definitely going to get a slower pace of life. Just to give you an idea, when I first came here for college in the Chattanooga area, I remember I was driving down the road through the university and I saw a buddy of mine and I looked in my rear view mirror. There were no cars behind me, so I just kind of pulled over to the side real quick just to chat and say hi. About 20 to 30 seconds later, I'm talking and I look real quick in my rear view mirror and I see a line of 5 to 10 cars behind me. I have no idea how long they were there, but not one honk, not one crazy car driving by me because they're upset because I was stopping the traffic. And I'm accustomed to Miami traffic, right? If you're sitting in the light and the light turns green and you don't automatically go and it takes you a millisecond too long, you're gonna get a honk. You're gonna get people yelling at you. There's road rage. Everybody's hustling and bustling, trying to get to places. But just that one story, and especially when I first got here, I was like, wow, this place is different. Nobody honked at me. Nobody, drove by super angry. It's a much slower pace of life, and people that come here definitely feel the difference, especially with the southern charm of like using manners and saying yes, thank you, and no thank you, and please, and all these things that you will feel here. It's very easy for me to tell you that, but not until you come here and you experience it for yourself. The lifestyle shift that you're gonna have leaving Florida and coming to Tennessee is drastically different. And maybe that's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for the calmer, slower pace of life, the hills and nature, the southern charm. That's totally fine. But just know that that's what you're gonna find if you were to move here. So as you can already tell, we're discussing the differences between Florida and Tennessee and why a lot of people consider leaving Florida and making Tennessee their home. My name is Francica, and if you guys are looking to move to the area, I would absolutely love to talk to you. Reach out to me on the number on your screen. I have helped a ton of people move from all over the country, including Florida, and I would love to help you if Tennessee is the home that you want to make. I am personally in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but I have other colleagues and friends in Nashville and Memphis and Knoxville, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, all over the place. So if you're looking to make Tennessee your home, reach out to me. We'll love to get on a call or a Zoom call or connect you with somebody that can help you make the dream of leaving Florida and making Tennessee your home. So with that being said, let's get back to today's video. Another big reason why a lot of people leave Florida to come to Tennessee is the cost of living. You just get more for your money here in Tennessee area. The housing prices all over the country have definitely been going up, but Florida and a bunch of places in Florida have been skyrocketing for 5 to 10 to 15 years. And it's definitely pushing and moving a lot of people out of areas that they can no longer afford to buy a house in. Not to mention, even if you can't afford a house, typically you're gonna get a tiny little lot, or it's gonna be a townhome or a condo. And if that's what you're looking for, absolutely great. Super happy for you that you found something. But more often than not, people are looking for a little bit of a yard space or a backyard to play with their kids or have their dogs, in a little fenced in yard. So they're looking for a little bit more space, and that's definitely what you can get in Tennessee. Not only is the house prices here cheaper, but you can definitely get more land and more space for your money. Now, if we just want to look at figures, according to Redfin, the median price point for houses in Florida is $433,000, and compare that to Tennessee, the median home price here in the state of Tennessee is $389,000, and here in Chattanooga specifically, it's about $380,000. So as you can tell, there's quite a bit of a difference when it comes to the housing prices, but not only the housing prices, Also, what you can expect is lower property taxes when you compare Florida as a whole to Tennessee as a whole. So the property tax rate for Tennessee is 0.42% compared to Florida's property tax rate of 0.67%. So not only are the houses cheaper, but also the property taxes that you'll find here are generally speaking way cheaper than Florida as well. But something that I would like to mention as far as taxes go, Tennessee doesn't have any state income tax, just like Florida, so you don't have to worry about going from no state income tax to a state that does. Tennessee doesn't, which is awesome. So it's kind of a wash there. But something that I will mention that Florida has better than Tennessee when it comes to taxes is the sales tax. So the average sales tax in Florida is anywhere from 6 to 7%, compared to Tennessee, where the average sales tax is anywhere from 8 to 9%. So that's something to take into account. We do have a higher sales tax, but for example, with places like here in Chattanooga, we're actually very close to the Georgia border. So our Costco and a lot of stuff that you can do is right over in the border into Georgia, and you can go over there and get that 5% sales tax if you just want to save a little bit of money on sales tax. But overall, the state of Tennessee has a higher sales tax when compared to Florida. The next section that we're going to discuss is kind of the nature or things to do outside. So yes, Florida is beautiful and it has beaches, and we can't compare with that. If beaches is your thing and you can't leave the beach, you have to go every single weekend, Florida might be better for you. But if you're okay with just going to the beach seasonally from Tennessee, where Chattanooga is located, all the way down to the Panhandle, whether it's Panama City Beach or Destin or places like that, it's only 5.5 hours. If you go to South Carolina or Georgia, it's about 5 hours as well. So you can definitely get away for the weekend if you're cool with that. So we obviously don't have beaches, so Florida definitely wins there. But something that we do have is basically everything else as far as nature goes. We have rolling hills and mountains. We have rock climbing. We have actual mountain biking, with mountains, unlike Florida where, yes, you have mountain biking, but you don't really have hills, right? You have man-made stuff, which is totally fine. But as far as outdoor enthusiasts or mountain biking people, we have mountains that you can actually mountain bike, right? We have scenic views, we have hang gliding, we have so many things that you can expect to do outdoors. We have the Tennessee River, we have lakes all over the place. So if you're into more water sports and you're okay with just lakes, we have that here. So we have a ton of fishing all over the area. We have water sports, wakeboarding, all that type of stuff that you can find here too. Plus we have mountains everywhere. We have the Smoky Mountains, which is on the very east side of Tennessee. We have Lookout Mountain. We have mountains all over the place, but if you don't like the mountain terrain, you can go more on the western, mid to western side of the state, where it's a little bit more of plains and a little bit flatter. If you like that side of Florida, you want something more flat. I know a lot of times when people move here from Florida or come up here to visit, especially the eastern or like Chattanooga, Knoxville, Smoky Mountain type of area, they are very intimidated with driving in the hills, right? In Florida, everything's straight and you can see for miles, so you can actually see where you're going. But it's a lot different when you're going up a mountain and you're starting to turn and you don't know where that turn is leading. Obviously, it's not just gonna lead off a cliff, but it's just still intimidating when you're going 40, 50, 60 miles an hour and you're going around this big bend and you can't see where you're driving. That takes a lot of people by surprise when they come from Florida and they're not used to hills and mountains. But overall, if you love the outdoors, you love camping, you love hiking, and you're okay with just going to the beach, a couple times out of the year, Tennessee is a great option for you, especially Chattanooga being called the scenic city. We're surrounded by mountains. The outdoor life and nature here is absolutely amazing. I'll link a video here where I talk more about it. Tennessee is a great option for you. Now, the next section is something that I want to discuss. That's something that you should know that people don't really think about. We already discussed the taxes, but I just want to point it out again. Both Florida and Tennessee don't have state income tax, which is great. Florida has a lower sales tax compared to Tennessee having a higher sales tax. Other things I want to discuss is the weather, right? Depending where you live in Florida, most of Florida, especially if you're anywhere from like maybe the Tampa area south, is way more hot, way more humid, especially in the summertime. Yes, parts of Tennessee can get pretty humid like here in Chattanooga, but it's nothing compared to Florida. I remember one year it was super humid in Chattanooga and I was like, man, this has to be as hot, as humid as Florida. And then we go visit my wife's parents in the Sarasota, Bradenton area. And as soon as we got there, we're like, whoa. This, Tennessee has nothing on Florida. Florida's way hotter, way more humid. So if you like that, Florida's for you. If you want to have summers that are a little bit more bearable, Tennessee will definitely be a great option for you. On the flip side of that though, if you want to live in a warmer climate during the winter time, Florida wins, absolutely, but what you will get here on the trade-off is the seasons in Tennessee. Fall here is absolutely amazing. So if you want to go through seasons, you want to go through winter, spring, summer, and fall and actually feel the changes, Tennessee is a great option for you. Now, if we're talking about inclement weather, you have tornadoes in the Tennessee area. Some places are more affected than others. We're not in the tornado belt and where we get ravaged every year, but it's something that can occur. Obviously, some areas get hit more than others, so definitely do your research. But compare that to the hurricane season in Florida, where you get hurricanes all the time. We don't have to deal with that. So I guess it's kind of a pick your poison type of situation. And something that you need to take into account, you're trading the hurricane season to their tornado season, which more often than not, tornadoes don't really affect you here for the most part. Whereas Florida, you're typically going to get hit with at least one hurricane every other year is what I would say. The next thing is the cultural shift. Florida is more of a hustle and bustle type of city. It's kind of a melting pot with people from all over the nation, whereas Tennessee is more of the Southern culture, the Southern hospitality. So here you get way more of a friendlier type of environment is what I'll say. You get more of a neighborly type of environment. Not that Florida doesn't have places like that. I'm sure they absolutely do. But overall speaking, you get a lot more of a big city, big amenities, hustle and bustle type of feel in Florida. Whereas over here, it's a lot friendlier, a lot nicer, a lot more laid back and slower pace of life. The next thing I want to discuss is the business and, growth that's happening. Florida has been growing for a very long time. A lot of the big cities are super congested. There's traffic everywhere. Again, the hustle and bustle type of mentality, whereas Tennessee has been growing, but more as of late. Knoxville, Chattanooga, Nashville, Memphis, a bunch of other cities all around the states are growing like crazy. But you can still get a lot more space and a lot more bang for your buck as far as housing and groceries and utilities and all that stuff. And there's a lot more space for you to find if you want more land. It's a lot slower pace of life, so you can still get that growing opportunity here in Tennessee. There is a ton of growth and opportunity here. Don't feel like you need to stay in Florida in different states that are bigger and have bigger cities, because Tennessee definitely has that growth and opportunity that you might be looking for. So to close up, for me, moving from Florida to Tennessee wasn't about escaping anything in particular that Florida have. It was honestly just choosing a different type of lifestyle that you will get here in Tennessee. It's where I wanted to start a family and raise my kids in a slower pace of life. I wanted a little bit more land. We have a creek on our property. We have over an acre of land. Our kids can go outside during the day. They can play outside. It's not something to where, like, I grew up in apartments all the time growing up in South Florida, in Miami. And if that's what you're into, no problem at all. But if you're looking for more space, you're looking for different type of nature, you want the seasons, you want a slower pace of life, Tennessee is a great option for you. And again, if you are looking to move to the Tennessee area, whether that's Chattanooga, where I'm located personally, or that's Nashville or Knoxville, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, Memphis, anywhere in the state of Tennessee, I can connect you with colleagues and associates all over the state and help you make the move to Tennessee a reality. So I hope I was able to answer some of your questions, maybe help you lean one way, either staying in Florida or moving to Tennessee and making this your home. With that being said, until next time, take care and God bless.